I'm joined now by Chris Skinner. He's the CEO of the financial advisory firm Balatro. Well, thanks for being with us, Chris. So let's talk about Societe Generale, first of all. What do you make of these numbers?
They're good numbers. They've delivered a massive increase in profit over last year. In terms of it's almost 4 times the amount for the quarter. And in particular, I'm intrigued by the growth in Russia and the emerging markets. They've got a big stake in Russia. They get about 25% of their revenues overall from emerging markets. And by 2015, Societe Generale is saying that that will probably be the major stake in their business.
Gosh,
and
you only have to go to Russia to see that there's still a lot of potential even there. People don't have credit cards, and banking isn't quite where it is in the rest of Western Europe.
Absolutely. It's a massive untapped sector in terms of loans, credit, and potentially there's a big growth sector there for Societe Generale, and over the next 4 years I'd expect to see their growth increase considerably.
So Societe Generale is more of a play on emerging markets. BNP Paribas, its rival, comes out tomorrow. They're more in Western Europe.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better as an investment?
I'd probably go with SocGen, mainly because BNP are heavily involved, as you say, in continental Europe. They took over Fortis. They have a big stake, therefore, in Luxembourg, in Belgium. They're a very much domestic European firm, and that doesn't give a huge growth potential, whereas emerging markets do.
Okay. How would you describe the overall European banking sector at the moment? What's the state of play?
Well, for the large European banks, it's looking pretty good. You've seen Barclays announce good results this week. You've seen UBS coming back strongly, and Deutsche Bank. I think the issue is probably for the smaller banks in Europe, in that there's big issues now with the Caja banks in Spain, with the Landesbankens in Germany. And so for the small banks, there's still a struggle going on, but for the large banks, the strength is back.
We're over the worst.
It looks like it, yeah. And if you look at, there's probably a 3-stream banking system. You've got the big banks that are independent doing very well, same in the USA. You then have the banks that are in the government's hands that are trying to get out of those hands,
right,
and they're struggling a little bit. And then you've got the small banks that maybe were too exposed to toxic securities and debt, and they still haven't got over the worst.
But the big question mark going forward is still the regulatory environment, bonuses, for example.
Yeah, I mean, there's big questions about what the G20 will do. There's big questions about what the individual countries and the European Commission will do. At the moment, I think the major concern, for example, and Bob Diamond expressed this week from Barclays, is whether the government will split up the bank and try and make sure that investment banking is separated from retail and commercial banking. The same in the States with Paul Volcker, and we haven't quite sussed out yet exactly how that will roll out.
Chris Skinner, thank you very much.